It's a laugh and a smile, a day not to miss.
Werther's Original Caramels, for a taste that makes you feel like someone very special.
A little piece of bliss.
When I was little, my mom would take care of me. But since she got cancer from smoking, it's my turn to take care of her.
The people you love are worth quitting for. You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Tomorrow on ET, Will Smith's award season sweep continues.
This is all three-pointers. We're shooting.
Happening now.
Like many in this West Side community, as well as San Antonio police, city leaders want to know more about the confrontation between neighbors and police after yesterday's fatal shooting. That story coming up.
A noticeable wind today, and it's not going to be the only day when we have some gusty winds. We'll get into that and actually a glimmer of hope for some rain. I'll see you in a bit.
And vehicle thefts are on the rise nationwide. Coming up, what you can do to make your car or truck less of a target to thieves. The News at 5 starts right now. First at 5, we are learning more about the 28-year-old man who was shot and killed by 3 SAPD officers yesterday.
We now know Kevin Johnson had one active warrant out for his arrest when he died. That warrant, obtained by our KSAT 12 defenders, was for felon in possession of a firearm.
It stemmed from an incident last month where Johnson reportedly met up with 2 friends and fired his gun up in the air. Records state at the time Johnson had multiple felony convictions, including a 2019 charge of assault on a public servant, which prohibited him from possessing any firearms.
San Antonio police officials also said yesterday Johnson was wanted on a past case of assaulting a peace officer. We only found one active warrant, though, in our search.
But while police may have had all of that information about Johnson yesterday afternoon, the crowd that quickly gathered at the shooting scene did not. Many of them simply had heard that a man had been shot by police.
It got tense after a crowd of furious family and neighbors began to confront San Antonio police. Jesse DeGriata reports until the body cam footage is released, there are still questions to be answered. Some of those questions coming from City Hall.
A police unit was being rocked back and forth, while some deflated the tires on another one and pounded on the windows of a unit trying to leave the scene. Police had to form a protective line and even used pepper spray in trying to control the angry crowd. Emotions had exploded when family members learned a 28-year-old man they identified as Kevin Johnson had been shot and killed by San Antonio police officers. A wanted felon well known to police, who they say at some point had pulled a gun from his waistband as he ran. But according to his sister,
he's not a bad person, so there's no reason why this should have happened. I mean, nobody deserves to get shot in the back 9 times, for Christ's sakes.
Until that's confirmed and more is known.
I don't have any comment on it until we get the investigation complete and I get the facts.
The incident happened on the west side, more or less on the borderline between City Council Districts 1 and 5.
It's unfortunate that someone lost their lives, but it's important that we wait to hear the details on what occurred and took place yesterday.
Her District 1 colleague on City Council agrees.
I want to make sure that everything was done as it should be.
The chair of City Council's Public Safety Committee says her priority after the incident is the community.
Our citizens feel safe, and that our officers are able to do their work, and supporting both our community and our officers as part of the community.
Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
The group Act for SA, an activist group for police accountability, responding to yesterday's shooting. They're calling for reform to SAPD's body camera policy, saying it needs to be released sooner than 60 days. They're asking Police Chief William McManus to release it in the next 72 hours for, quote, accountability and transparency to both Kevin's family and the community, end quote.
New at 5, a man shot and killed over the weekend, now identified as 47-year-old Candelario Benavides Martinez. According to San Antonio police, he was shot Saturday night during an argument in a parking lot of a strip center near Ingram Road and Loop 410. He died at the hospital. That suspect is still on the run.
Arson investigators trying to get to the bottom of what started this fire at a building under construction overnight. This was at the corner of Center and North Streets on the east side. The flames caused part of that building to collapse that you just saw there. It knocked down power lines in the process. The heat also melted several garbage cans, damaged a car. As a precaution, firefighters evacuated everyone from the building next door. No one was hurt.
Taking a look outside with your traffic authority. A bit of a slowdown on camera here at Loop 410 in Perrin Vital. You can see the outbound lanes looking pretty much at a standstill. Inbound lanes moving along just fine. This is the first shot of our basically commute home during spring break week that actually looks like we have any traffic at all.
Nothing but sunshine out there today. Another beautiful spring break day, at least for some folks. I know some kids are back in the classroom as well, but nothing to worry about weather-wise. Nothing but sunshine, 79 degrees. What's been noticeable today is the wind. Currently, it's steady out of the northwest at 12, gusting up to 22 with a maximum gust of 38 miles per hour. That was earlier today. So the wind is already starting to subside and will continue to do so pretty quickly here over the next couple of hours. So you won't be noticing the breeze maybe an hour or two after sunset. 80 degrees Devine, Stinson, 84 degrees, 73 in the Bernie area, Bulverde now at 75 and 80 measured at Port SA. As we go through the evening, temperatures falling off pretty quickly. We'll get into those details and talk about what's going to be happening in the days ahead when the wind picks up again, along with a more promising chance of rain when that comes in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. It's been 20 days since Russia first invaded Ukraine. The attacks are still escalating.
And now a temporary curfew has been placed in Kyiv as the civilian death toll continues to rise. So far, more than 3 million refugees have now fled that war-ridden country.
All this happening as President Joe Biden prepares to visit Brussels next week for a summit with NATO countries. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reports.
Russia's assault on Ukraine is growing more deadly as Russian forces close in on Kyiv. Multiple residences in the nation's capital today were hit by Russian airstrikes. Kyiv's mayor is urging civilians to take shelter, imposing a 35-hour curfew.
I call to everyone, every civilian, please spend the time, if it's possible, in bunkers.
In a show of unity with Ukraine, the leaders of NATO members Poland, Slovenia, and the Czech Republic traveled to Kyiv. The White House now says President Biden will visit Brussels next week for a summit with all 30 NATO members. 20 days into the war, there are growing fears Russia could use chemical weapons as a pretext to escalate its attacks.
Any use of chemical weapons will be a violation of international law.
The military and humanitarian toll is growing by the hour. The UN now says more than 3 million refugees have fled Ukraine. Fox News confirms veteran cameraman Pierre Shastrevsky was killed on the ground, while correspondent Benjamin Hall remains hospitalized. Ukrainian President Zelensky making an impassioned plea to Canada's parliament for more military and economic aid. A request he's likely to make again in an address to Congress Wednesday.
We're going to be able to quickly ramp up our response and help alleviate the suffering that Putin's war is causing.
The U.S., EU, and U.K. announced another round of sanctions targeting Russian businesses, oligarchs, and defense officials. The Kremlin has responded by imposing personal sanctions on President Biden and other national security officials. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Unfortunately, public health access is not equal across the county. Certain areas of unincorporated Bexar County need additional support.
Now to the latest on the initiative to address public health in Bexar County. The county and university health system partnering up to create a new public health division. The idea came about after the city, county, and university health system worked together during the pandemic to provide care to all of Bexar County.
Bexar County's investment is about no longer allowing a person's zip code to determine his or her health outcomes, but working for health equity for all of Bexar County.
The goal of the new division is to eventually get better health outcomes for all residents. New at 5, the city of San Antonio using the arts to showcase the status of women in San Antonio. It's part of the city's Department of Arts and Culture's upcoming exhibit, which features a collection of paintings by 15 local artists who all happen to be women. The city says the artists read the status of women in SA report that was done in 2019, and so created art based off of those results.
Themes that affect women, including wage gap, domestic violence issues, health, transportation. They really read this report and created these art pieces based on what moved them from those findings.
The exhibit opens March 22nd at the Culture Commons Gallery in the Plaza de Armas. That's behind City Hall. It's going to be open until August. After that, the city will move the pieces to other city locations.
Violence has spiked in our community the last several weeks, and domestic abuse experts are weighing in tonight. It's one of the stories we're working on for the News at 6. How they say financial stress is known to lead to abuse in families. And today we're talking about a San Antonio sports radio host who moved to Hawaii in support of his transgender son. His name is Mike Taylor. You may have heard of him. And given the Texas climate on transgender health, he's now shedding light on the topic through his personal journey. RJ Marquez with a one-on-one interview while he's in San Antonio. That and more tonight on the News at 6. Meanwhile, taking a look at headlines across America, the state of Florida making a big move when it comes to standardized testing in schools. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announcing today the state will do away with its standardized exams and instead replace it with something called progress monitoring.
Instead of having one major test at the very end of the year, which provided no feedback to students before the summer came, we would do progress monitoring that would monitor progress throughout the school year. It would be shorter, it would be more individualized, and it would provide good feedback for students, for teachers, and for parents.
Under the new system, students will be tested 3 times a year, the beginning, middle, and end of the school year. The final tests will be used to determine things like graduation for high school students, as well as school ratings.
Got a pair of Hot Wheels? You might not know it until somebody takes it. We're talking car thefts. They're up all across the country. We've seen them here at home. It's why we're going to tell you what you can do to keep the thieves away. Coming up.
Plus, what's driving inflation? A global chip shortage is contributing to the problem. It made finding a new vehicle really hard. Up next, we're going to explain how Ford is addressing the pains of the chip shortage and how it could help you.
It's no secret prices have been going up, and last month a key inflation gauge hit double digits. It's the U.S. Producer Price Index. It tracks what America's producers get paid for their goods and services on average over time. Well, the U.S. government says it rose 10% for the 12-month period that ended in February, not adjusted for seasonal swings. The increase in line with the economists' predictions, and another sign inflation will remain high for the next few months.
And while we're talking about inflation, if you're on the hunt for a new car, you know the car buying process a lot different these days. A global chip shortage and supply chain issues have made getting a new vehicle challenging. Well, now Ford is trying to come up with a solution. It's going to start shipping Explorer SUVs without rear seat controls for air conditioning and heat. Buyers can add the components when the chips come in for free. Ford already offers buyers of its F-150 pickups the option to get a fuel-saving feature for a credit or wait for the truck to be built with that feature. The reduced inventory has raised new vehicle prices to record levels, contributing to America's highest rate of inflation in nearly 40 years.
New at 5. Hot Wheels. Nationwide, there's been an increase in car thefts. The economic downturn during the pandemic could be part of the reason we've seen that in San Antonio as well. How can you protect your car or your truck? 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz says the best defense starts in your own driveway.
You know, and I looked up and down the street thinking maybe we parked it on the street and there was no car. So I just walked in the house and I said to Nina, I said, our car's been stolen. She was like, what?
Well, no, I think you said, where's our car?
Or, where's our car?
Nina and Joel Haberle's car was gone, just like more than 870,000 others stolen in 2020. The numbers for 2021 likely won't be better. But Consumer Report says you can make your car less of a target.
Simply having a light that turns on automatically if anyone approaches your garage can really be effective in scaring away potential thieves.
That means parking in well-lit areas on the street, too. A security camera or well-positioned video doorbell can also be a deterrent.
We've already installed one camera.
Consumer Reports found anti-theft devices do work, and having one may save you as much as 15% on your car insurance. You can also have a professional install an aftermarket alarm system, which typically includes a visible blinking red light. And those clunky steering wheel locks, police say they help because they make your car look harder to steal. And then there's the obvious and the biggest mistake people make. Make sure you lock the doors and take the keys.
If you leave your key or your key fob in the vehicle and it's unlocked, it's an open invitation.
Joel and Nina think they left the fob key inside their unlocked car in the garage with the garage door open. Luckily, police found their car 2 days later in another town.
I will never, ever leave the fob key in the car again.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Take a live look outside right now with live cam, 79 degrees. Look at those blue skies. Just a picture-perfect day in South Texas.
Can we keep it a secret so we can just keep it to ourselves?
So, no, not everybody flocks here.
Yeah.
If you look downtown and at the Pearl, it's no secret.
Yeah, they figured it out.
And if you're just visiting us, every day all year is
it's always like this.
Always.
Yeah.
Always like this.
Your nose is getting
but I do say we are looking for some rain, and we do have more promising rain chances in the extended forecast. First of all, we're dealing with the wind today. If you've been on the Riverwalk or just out and about, you've noticed the gusty wind. It's going to calm down tonight, actually within the next few hours, but then pick up again later this week on Friday. Monday, that's when we're looking at a more promising chance for rain. It could come at a bit of a cost. Let's talk about everything, starting with those wind gusts. That's what we've been dealing with throughout the day today. I mentioned earlier a maximum gust of 38 miles per hour measured at the airport in town. Stinson gusting to 21, Converse area 25. For the most part, wind gusts between 15 and 25 miles per hour. Not quite as high as a few hours ago, and I do think this wind is really going to be slamming the brakes pretty quickly just in a matter of hours. I mean, take a look at the forecast here. 6 o'clock, gusting up to about 18, 20 miles per hour, but by 8 o'clock, gusting to 10, and then 10 o'clock, wind gusts of only 5 miles per hour. So that's basically a calm wind, and actually I am anticipating a calm wind overnight tonight. You won't even notice it. All the flags will be just completely still, draped down later on tonight. Let's talk temperatures. 79 degrees currently. We did make it to 80 degrees today very briefly, but right now we're at 79. Still the dry air with that northwesterly wind, a dew point of only 29. And you look at the temperatures, we're well into the 80s south and west of town in the typically warmer locations. I mean, Cotulla 88. Del Rio, 83 degrees. And you get closer to home here, Stinson, 84, Rio Medina, 81. Up into the hill country, comfortable, pleasant, in the 70s. Canyon Lake, for example, at 74. By tomorrow morning, we'll start the day a little below average, a bit of a chill in the air. I mean, we're talking Bernie about 41, along with Bandera. Of course, that would include Pipe Creek. Bulverde about 41, Poteet 43 degrees to start the day. So long sleeves tomorrow morning. Again, maybe a light jacket, but you're not going to need it for very long. By the afternoon, we're in the lower 80s. I mean, you look at our temperature trend, low 80s tomorrow, mid 80s on Thursday, and then we get a weak cold front that just resets our temperatures back to average for this time of year. So we're talking 74 degrees for the high temperature on Friday. Then it looks like we'll stay in that mid to upper 70 degree range through the weekend as well. All right, let's talk about the rain chances. That's what we're really needing and we're looking forward to. I actually just got a phone call from my buddy earlier today. We need some rain. Is there any hope? Tired of feeding the cattle, buying all the feed. We need some rain, the grass to grow. Well, this is a system we had yesterday that just clipped some of our eastern counties. We're talking Gonzales, Guadalupe, Lavaca counties, but the bulk of the moisture missed us, and now it's moving farther away from us. Another system's going to drop in on Thursday. The energy and moisture with it's going to stay to the north. Remember, we need these upper disturbances, these red L's, to drop down into northern Mexico to give us that good push of rain and storm-making energy. Well, right now, there are more promising indications that could happen as we get into Monday. Right now, the trend is for this big dip in the flow to get a little bit deeper. If that's the case, then our rain chances will continue to rise. Right now, they're at 40% on Monday, but if we continue to see these trends, then we would increase those chances. So cooling off quickly this evening. By 10 o'clock, we're at 60 degrees. And then we get into tomorrow, sunny, 82 the high temperature, not much of a southerly breeze. Monday, I do want to point out, 40% chance some of those storms could actually become strong to severe.
All right, we need the rain. Thank you.
All right, who dropped the ball?
Well, we're talking about a contract for Randy Gregory that he's turned his back on Dallas, is now signing up with Denver because, as we're finding out, contract language. When we come back, a shocker in Dallas today regarding Randy Gregory, who looked like just hours ago he was ready to sign with Dallas again. And Keldon Johnson beaten on a career night because somebody else had a bigger, better career night coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Shocker in Dallas after giving his NFL career a second chance. Randy Gregory is leaving the Cowboys for the Denver Broncos after he agreed to a whopping 5-year, $70 million deal with Dallas that included $28 million guaranteed. But instead of closing on that agreement tomorrow on the first day of the league season, Gregory has agreed to exactly the same deal with the Denver Broncos. This after the Broncos realized that Von Miller was going to be too expensive to re-sign, according to the NFL Network. Gregory is coming off his best season of his career, starting 11 of 12 games with 6 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and even an interception. Calling a mauling by Minnesota as the Spurs were literally thrown to the wolves with Karl Anthony Towns having the game of his life. Towns was on from the start, playing the entire first quarter, scoring 14 points, but the Spurs countered with a 3-point frenzy, hitting 4 out of 5 to begin with. Keldon Johnson hit one of those to open up what would be a career night for him as well with 34 points. But watch Towns answer by driving inside to get the basket in one and a 40-32 lead after one. Second quarter, both teams traded shots. Spurs made up some ground. Trey Jones finds Devin Vassell with a two-handed jam. And look at the halftime score. Spurs down 275-73. Then came the third quarter when Towns went off. He would score 32 points in the quarter alone and finish 7 out of 11 from three-point range. Had 56 points through 3 quarters. The exclamation point would come in the fourth quarter when Towns would hit the three with 1:39 left in the game to finish with a new career season high, franchise high, 60 points. The first NBA player to hit at least 60 points and 17 rebounds, and Shaq pulled it off with 61 points and 23 rebounds in March of 2000 in the 149-139 loss for the Spurs.
I mean, he made, tough shots, talented player, big fan of his game. It's a new era in basketball. He could dribble, he could shoot it, all 3 levels. He's on the attack, being strong and getting calls. So, hell of a night from him.
It's about stops. We know we can score the ball, we're in the NBA, but, we got to be able to string together stops. And that's how you win in tough games with an offensive team like that. And, obviously we couldn't get stops. We couldn't string together no stops, so that was the downfall.
All right, take a look. They'll do it again tomorrow night. They hopefully with a win, though. Oklahoma City Thunder at 7:30. Getting back to Randy Gregory, his contract language put in there by Jerry Jones last second involving salary forfeiture regarding fines and suspensions. Denver did not have that language.
Right. Apparently that's a change the Cowboys made that Gregory didn't like.
Did not like.
Yeah. Interesting considering his history.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg.
We'll be right back. Thanks so much for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News is up next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.